Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mags. I hope you're all staying safe and well out there. So in today's video we will be talking about the recent updates with Hugo Ekitike. We'll also be talking about the recent update with Sven Botman as well. And we'll also be talking about the recent images that have circulated online from Darsley Park. It currently looks like that the work has got underway, so we'll start off with talking about that on the video, and then we'll edge our way into talking about the transfers in today's video. So if you can, please show your support to the channel by hitting the like on the video. If we can get 10 to 20 likes on this video, that would be absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't done it, then please do feel free to subscribe to the channel. It really does help the channel to grow. And of course, if you subscribe, make sure as well to hit the bell so you never miss another Newcastle video on the channel. Is whenever there is any updates on the news, I will update you on this channel, so do make sure that you are subscribed and the bell is ticked so you don't miss a video on the channel. With that being said, let's get into, of course, the topics of today's video. And like I said, we're going to talk about, of course, the training ground first. Now, it appears that there is images circulated online. I do, of course, have them images, and I will put them up on screen. And it looks as though that the work on the refurb of Darsley Park, which is only a temporary thing, remember, Amanda Staveley has said that Newcastle want a state-of-the-art training facility, and unfortunately, the training facility at Darsley Park, like I've covered on a previous video about the talk of this refurbishment, that it's only going to be a temporary job. This is just, to balance the team out, because we need some state-of-the-art equipment in the current training ground. And then, of course, we will be looking at getting a new training ground location, or possibly we could build on the Darsley Park one, but I think that's going to be a no-no there, because it looks as though we can't really build on that area. But there will be an area picked for the new training ground, and of course there will be a brand new state-of-the-art training ground, but it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight, and we knew it wouldn't happen overnight. And if you did think it was going to happen overnight, then where you been living, basically. And I'm not being rude in that by any means, but if you think that Newcastle's going to get a state-of-the-art training ground overnight, then you definitely need to rethink that idea, because it is going to take time. You've got to get planning permission, and I've talked about that on the previous video where I was talking about this refurbishment that they're doing at the training ground. But work started there. It is pretty promising, at least that the work has now started. When it's done, we don't know. Hopefully it will be done by the end of this season coming, which it more than likely will be. I don't think it would be done in time for the start of this season, because we don't have much time until the start of this season. But I think it will be done definitely by the end of this season, the refurbishment at Darsley Park. And then, of course, from there on, we will have some state-of-the-art equipment at the training ground. There's already state-of-the-art training equipment inside the training ground, but of course, if you want to hear more about the refurbishment and what is being done at the training ground, then do go check out that video. I will, of course, leave a link to it up here for you to go check that out. But we'll move on to talking about, of course, the transfers. And Rudy Galletti came out with a article on Twitter talking about the transfers, and of course he was saying sources close to NUFC say that this week could be the decisive for the final move for Ekitike and Botman. As reported, 30 mil plus bonus for Ekitike. Rems already accepted the bid, and for, of course, Botman, Newcastle's offer is higher than that made by AC Milan. Of course, just recently, However, there has been some updates from Fabrizio Romano talking about Ekitike, and of course he did put one out earlier on today as well, saying new positive talk between Hugo Ekitike's agent and Newcastle, deal back on track after agreement in place with Rems, but waiting on agent's side. The injury wasn't as bad as first thought. Newcastle are on it with players camp this week, expect to be important. And then of course he updated that tweet with another tweet saying more on Ekitike deal. Newcastle now hope to get the deal done this week after new contact with his agent. Talks on player side will continue with all parties now confident again. So it's looking more and more positive on the Hugo Ekitike front. The Sven Botman front, however, is still dragging its heels a little bit, but it does look as though, you know, we could be getting Sven Botman as well. Like I said in the previous video to this one, you know, Dan Ashworth was down in Wales to watch the Dutch side with Sven Botman playing in that game. Of course, Dan Ashworth was also there because his son played for Wales, but he was mainly there and definitely there for the main focus of watching Sven Botman play, who put on an absolutely impressive performance in the first half of the game, of course, with him going off at half time, not for any injury reasons, he just went off at half time, but he put in a fantastic first half display for Dan Ashworth to see, and you know, it's looking more and more positive on the Sven Botman front in my eyes. You know, I feel that it's not that long away until we finally do get Sven Botman. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm not trying to lead anybody down a garden path here. This is just my opinion, my honest opinion. I do believe, you know, that Sven Botman is not that far away from joining Newcastle. Hugo Ekitike as well, you know, is not that far away from joining Newcastle. It's looking more and more positive every day. You know, we progress in this transfer window, and let's be honest, you know, the transfer window has only been open, of course, since the Friday just gone. So we're only 3 days into this current transfer window, and this transfer window doesn't close until the 1st of September. So I'm seeing a lot of Newcastle United fans, or so-called Newcastle United fans, on Twitter, you know, saying, why is it taking so long to get the players? And I've talked about this in the previous video as well, you know, saying, why is it taking so long for to get these players? Why are they harping on about fees and wages and all that stuff, you know, and there's just whinging right, left and centre. Give yourselves a break, lads and lasses. Give yourselves a break. You know, we've been through 15 years of absolute shit. Give yourselves a break. Allow yourselves to enjoy it. This is a great time for the club. This is a great time for our beautiful club, you know, and just allow yourselves to enjoy it. Don't let your feelings of negativity get in the way of what is something so beautiful. You know, this is a brilliant new era for this club, and there's so many Newcastle fans that don't allow, you know, themselves to be happy that we've got this. You know, they're harping on about why is it taking so long to sign players. Just be happy we're going for players, you know. We could so easily have still been under the Mike Ashley regime. We could so easily still be harping on about trying to loan Hamza Chaudhry from Leicester and then falling at the last hurdle because we don't have the funds to do so. We now have unlimited funds to go out and buy anybody we want. That doesn't mean we're going to go out there, you know, and pay 50 million for Sven Botman because we can. That's stupidity. We've got to go about this in the right way. You know, we're not just going to throw money at it. We're not just going to say, all right, well, this club's asking 36 million for a player, so we'll just give them 36 million straight up. If you can get the player cheaper, you know, we're going to get the player cheaper. We're not going to be held over the barrel here. And that's a smart thing by the owners. I respect the owners for doing this, because that is what you've got to do. You know, you don't want to be held over a barrel. We've seen it with the likes of Everton. You know, Everton's paying over the odds for these half-arsed players who can't give a shit about the club. They don't even care about the fans. They're there for their money, and that's their only reason to be there. You know, we want players that are going to be coming to Newcastle United. They're going to be playing for the fans. They're going to be playing for the shirt, for the history, and everything, you know. And players like Hugo Ekitike, you can see the lad wants to be here. Sven Botman, he wants to be here. He's been liking posts by Newcastle United since January. You know, so he wants to be here. He wants to be part of this project. He's talked about the project that the owners have got in Newcastle as well, and he seems very positive about it. You know, so give it a chance. Take a break. Take a breather. And allow yourselves to enjoy it, because there's too many Newcastle fans, or so-called Newcastle fans, on social media, you know, just keep harping on about why aren't we signing this player? Why is it taking so long to sign this player? Yes, we've only signed one player in the window, and it's Matty Target, but, you know, that's one player more than we would have signed under Mike Ashley. So allow yourselves to, you know, enjoy it. This is a brilliant time for this club. It's a brilliant time that we all fully deserve after 15 years of absolute shit. And just allow yourselves to enjoy it, you know, because I, for one, am absolutely sick to me teeth of hearing people harping on about why we haven't signed this player yet, or why we have only one player in yet. Why we've only signed one player. Why haven't we signed Sven Botman? Why haven't we signed Hugo Ekitike yet? It takes time. They're bigger deals, so they take time. Like I say, we're not shopping in the bargain basement anymore. You know, we're looking for high quality players. And like I say, that's no disrespect to the players that are already at the club, or the players that were bought, you know, during that era. There was some players there that were fantastic, like Martin Dubravka, like Fabian Shaw, Jamal Lascelles, Matt Ritchie, you know, a massive list of players that I can name, you know, that were good players. But then in them good players, you've also got rubbish players like Jeff Hendrick, couldn't play for light for Newcastle. Kieran Clark, disrespecting the people that have bought our club. You know, first trip across to Saudi Arabia, and what does Kieran Clark do? He decides to puncture one of the players. It just puts over the wrong image about the club, puts over the wrong approach that we were wanting to put over. You know, we want to put over a professional club approach here. We are a professional club. We deserve players that are going to play to that standard as well. We don't deserve to have thugs like Kieran Clark who are going to go into games and decide, you know what, I'll punch a player. It's absolutely beyond a joke. It's not at all needed at this club, and you know, I'm glad to see that he wasn't included in the players to play the remainder of the season, and he's probably and most definitely one of the players that will be gone by the end of this transfer window. There's other players in there as well that will be gone, and you know, a lot of them, fair play to them, have done their bit for Newcastle United. They've played their part in keeping this club alive, and now, you know, it's time for Newcastle to move on. We can't be sentimental here. We can't allow ourselves to be hampered by being sentimental and keeping a hold of the players because they did a job for You know, we respect them for what they've done, and the players will understand that Newcastle do have to move on, and forward to move on, we do have to move them players on as well. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and to all the people out there, you know, who are harping on about why we've only signed Matty Target and we've signed nobody else yet. We're only 3 days into the window. Give it a break. Allow yourselves to enjoy it. It's a beautiful time for this club. It's a time that we fully deserve for all the hard work we've done as a fan base to get this club out of the horrible hands of that dictator and out of that horrible position that was just surviving in the league and on 2 occasions being relegated to the Championship. You know, this is a brilliant time now for us to move forward as a club, be united, be together as one fan base. Let's not, you know, be like we have been over the past 15 years where I've seen the fan base be split down the middle, completely and utterly divided because some southern twit wanted to get in there and use we as an advertising board. It's time to move on. He's gone from the club. Fat boy Bruce has gone from the club. It's time to move on as a fan base. It's time to be Newcastle United, and it's time to get back to competing in the Premier League. Let us know your thoughts anyway down in the comments below. And till next time, I'll see you all later, and how are the lads?